How's it going, everyone? Electro Pikachu here, and we just recently hit 200 subscribers. To celebrate this milestone on the channel, I decided to create this big project I've been excited about for quite some time now. This being, what if I wrote Pokemon Journeys? The current running series for Generation 8 has many ups and downs to it, and has left some interesting tastes in the people's mouths. While I personally don't dislike this series in the slightest, there are some things I would have liked to have seen, and there's definitely some things it could do better. My goal for this series will be to take the best aspects of the series and mix in some fan criticisms as well as my own ideas to create something I hope we can all enjoy. But before we get into it, please leave a like on the video if you enjoy it, and subscribe if you are new. Now, let's begin the journey. To begin, we need to go back to the past. Back when Ash was just a little kid. Now, this episode plays out similarly to the original, but there are some very important changes I will be making. First off, this will be the same camp that Ash meets Serena at. You'll still be late like in the original. However, rather than just not making it and going home upset, he gets distracted by a Poliwag, which leads him to meet Serena as shown in XY. But next is something much more sinister. While Go and Chloe are searching for Mew, they find a Kangaskhan being attacked by none other than Team Rocket. However, this isn't Jessie and James, but rather Jessie's mother, Miyamoto, a higher-up in Team Rocket from before Giovanni was leader, whose mission is to find Mew. Now, you might be wondering why she's here. Well, as she was searching for Mew, she found this Kangaskhan, an already rare Pokemon, but soon realized it was also taking care of an even rarer find in the Kanto region, a baby Pichu. She knows that Pichu are very rare, especially in Kanto, and because of this, she wants to capture it for the sake of Team Rocket. The Kangaskhan attempts to protect it, but her Pokemon overpower it, sending it off of a cliff. Mew intervenes, just like it does with the baby Kanga in the original. However, when it flies away, Miyamoto goes after it. This event is what causes Pichu to not only leave Kangaskhan, but also to act how it does in the first episode of the Pokemon anime. This attitude of Pikachu's was never explained in the original, so I wanted to change that. This will also change something about Go as well, but we'll get into that later. Now we move on to the present day, and there's not much I'm going to change for the first few episodes. Ash and Go still have a chance meeting due to their fateful encounter with Lugia. They are hired as research partners by Professor Cerise, and Go proclaims his first Pokemon will be Mew, rather than the Kanto starters he's offered for free. The two's first task is to research a group of Ivysaur, and they end up running into Team Rocket. This is where we get into a change. Because Go has seen Team Rocket before, he knows how they are, and he is infuriated by seeing them again. He spouts off his disdain towards the Rocket duo, who shut him up with the reveal of the Rocket Gotcha machine. Now, I know people hate the Gotcha machine. It's considered the worst thing the writers gave Team Rocket. However, I've got a plan for it. Don't you worry. Now, Ash still beats Team Rocket like in the original. However, the battle does something to Go. Go is angered by Team Rocket seemingly using Pokemon as tools for battle. He can't understand why not only do they use them to hurt others, but go so far as to stuff them inside a machine and be used like prizes that would most likely be thrown away soon after. Ash tries to calm Go down before the duo head back to Cerise's lab. The next day, Professor Cerise tasks the duo with visiting the far-off Galar region. He tells them that a tournament is happening, and he wants them to go in order to study a strange phenomenon called Dynamax. Ash is excited because of the tournament, however, Go still seems less interested in the battling, and more in the concept of Dynamax. But with that, the two head off to the Galar region. Once they arrive, they run into Scorbunny and the group of Nickit, and the events play out as normal, with Scorbunny gaining interest in Go, and the Nickit encouraging him to join him. Now, normally this is when Ash and Go head to the wild area. However, this time we're going to change things up. The tournament the two are going to is actually the Pokemon World Championships Finals. That's right. This is when Leon vs. Lance happens. The battle itself will play out as the original, but Go will still seem somewhat against the idea of battling. He'll enjoy himself seeing Gigantamax Charizard and a rare shiny Gyarados. However, the battling is clearly more interesting to Ash. The two leave the tournament and run into Scorbunny, who wishes to join Go. Go happily seems to accept at first, but then tells it he can't, saying that he plans to capture Mew as his first Pokemon. But before anything else can be said, a Gigantamax Dreadnought appears. The battle between Ash and Dreadnought still plays out the same. However, this time, Go notices Team Rocket attempting to escape. He and Scorbunny go after them in an attempt to stop them. Jessie attacks Go with the Bellsprout she got from the gacha, but Scorbunny defends Go and manages to blast Team Rocket off with a powerful double kick. While Go isn't exactly happy about the battling, he is grateful for Scorbunny's help. At first, he turns away after thanking it, but looking back, he sees how upset Scorbunny looks. The sadness seems to resonate with Go, and he changes his mind, catching the Galarian Firestarter. Leon is also intrigued by Ash and Pikachu being able to Gigantamax without a Dynamax ban. The events afterwards play out the same, however, Go does not catch Skwovet, as he hasn't decided to catch them all just yet. The two leave with Ash now interested in challenging Leon again. Upon their return to Vermilion City, Go finds out about the index on his Rotom phone. Professor Cerise explains to him that this Pokédex not only logs info on all existing Pokémon, but also those he catches. This lights a bit of a fire in Go, as he finds it fascinating, and as a potential source for more info to help him work towards catching Mew. He decides he wants to catch even more Pokemon, which is when Cerise's assistant Ren reveals that a bug-catching competition is taking place in Johto. Excited by the idea, Go and Ash head to the Johto region to participate. Now, like in the original, Go will catch some Kanto bug Pokemon, like Caterpie, Venonat, and Beedrill. But I'm also going to have him catch a Spinarak, and a Pineco to represent Johto bugs. Now, will he catch his Scyther? Well, no. Go will run into Scyther once again, but at this point he's already established that he isn't going to battle in order to catch. However, in this version of events, he's more fixated on that. Even when Scyther begins to attack with Slash, Go doesn't call for Scorbunny to attack. Instead, he picks up the starter and tries to protect it from harm. However, just before Go takes the hit from Scorbunny, a Thunderbolt strikes Scyther, and Ash has arrived with Pikachu. The Scyther seems intrigued by the newly approaching challenge, and so a battle between the two ensues. Scyther is defeated, but Ash has taken notice of the bug-type's fighting spirit, and asks it if it would join him. The Scyther agrees, much to the disappointment of Go. However, Ash explains to Go that he battles because it helps him better understand Pokemon. Go doesn't see why Ash would ever want to let his Pokemon get hurt if he cares about them, to which Ash doesn't have a response to. He begins to see why Go doesn't like battling, but at the same time he still wants to prove how he sees it to him. The bug catching competition ends with Ash winning due to him catching Scyther. Go still caught a Pinsir like in the original. However, the Pinsir also doesn't seem to like battling too much, similarly to Go in this version. The two end the day by heading back to the lab, with Ash trying to find a way to get Go to understand his way of thinking. The next day, Ash learns of the Flute Cup competition in Hoenn. He takes it as a perfect opportunity to show Go how battling can be a good thing, and tries to get Go to participate. At first, Go is highly against the idea, however, he sees Scorbunny is really excited by it. Not wanting to disappoint his friend, Go reluctantly agrees, and decides to bring along Scorbunny and the Pinsir he caught, despite fully knowing it doesn't like to battle. He will of course also take the opportunity to catch some Hoenn Pokemon. The Flute Cup competition plays out with very few changes. However, Go uses Pinsir instead of Scyther, and Ash uses Scyther instead of Mr. Mime. Sorry, Mr. Mime. There is a change in who they meet, though. Rather than Hodge, I decided this would be a great time to introduce the character of Rinto. Ash will win the competition, however, it will be a close battle. And afterwards, Rinto will reveal he is planning on taking part in the World Coronation Series. Ash recalls the battle between Lance and Leon and decides it would be best to challenge it as well. However, registration for the next season hasn't opened yet. When the two return to Cerise Labs, Go has warmed up to battling a bit more, but still believes he should stick to catching like the way he always does, only resorting to battles if absolutely necessary. He also asks Ash what the flutes he won does. So Ash tries out the blue flute. It doesn't seem to do anything other than make a nice sound, so the duo decide that it'll just be a symbol of Ash's victory. Little do they know, the blue flute has woken up a sleeping Pokemon. A Gengar who's been haunting the lab for years now. The events of the Chloe-focused episode will play out the same, with Chloe getting a little more interested in Pokemon thanks to Yamper showing his love for her. Ash and Go will also make a bet to see who can catch Gengar first. The only thing I'll change is rather than only using Pikachu, Ash will also use the battle-loving Scyther against Gengar. But that won't really change much. The next day, Cerise informs the duo about a strange appearance of the rare Pokemon Dragonite, not too far off from Vermilion Harbor. The two will adventure to Dragonite Island just like before, but I will add that Ash asks Chloe to join them. At first she declines, but after suggesting that it could be a great idea for a school project, she reluctantly joins them. While she won't factor too much into the events, I wanted to include this so that way we still have a little more moments here and there with Chloe, as she's supposed to be the Pokegirl of this generation of the Pokemon anime, yet they don't really show her much. However, the rest of the episode will still play out the same, with Team Rocket attacking and Ash catching Dragonite. The only thing that is different is Go will try to fight Team Rocket again, using the Beedrill he caught at the bug catching competition. But he won't be able to land a hit because of Team Rocket's Wailord. And that is where we're going to leave things for right now. So what did you guys think? Do you like the changes I've made to Ash's journey so far? Let me know in the comments below, and stay tuned for the next episode, where Ash will begin his World Coronation Series challenge, as Go also attempts to get closer to meeting Mew. Thank you all for watching, I'll see you in the next one. Bye!